So you see y squared. So that means you automatically know that this is a parabola that opens left or right because you see a y squared. If you saw an x squared, you would say, oh, this is a parabola. This is an equation for a parabola that opens up or down. So what we're going to do is we're going to rewrite it in vertex form. So when you go to rewrite it in vertex form, you need to move the y squared over. So we're going to leave the 3x alone. We're not going to touch the 3x at all. And I'm going to rewrite the y squared over here. I just moved it from the right-hand side to the left-hand side. It was negative, so when I moved it, it became positive. And then everything stays. Okay. Again, we're going to leave that 3x. We're not going to worry about that 3x until the very end. And now, just like yesterday, we're going to complete the square. Since there's no number in front of the y, we don't have to pull anything out. And it just becomes y squared plus 4y plus blank plus 25 minus blank. Remember what I said yesterday? That when you go to complete the square, that the inside parentheses is always a plus blank. The outside of the parentheses is always a minus blank. And this is when you're doing it, when you're completing the square all on one side. Okay, so how do I find this number right here? How do I find this blank? What do I do? What's half of 4? 2 squared is?
4.
Okay, how do I find this blank? It's the number outside that we took out multiplied by this number. So this is 1. 1 times 4 is?
4.
Okay. So then we have 3x equals. Now we're gonna put it in, we're gonna rewrite it in vertex form. Since this is positive, this will be positive. Again, these two should match. What is the square root of 4? And then 25 minus 4? 25 minus 4 is?
21.
Okay, so we've completed the square. But now we still have this 3, right? Well, we can't leave that 3, so we're going to divide it. This leaves us with x equals, you guys remember this was a 1? You know how there was a 1 in front of it? So that just becomes your a, which is 1/3. And then 21 divided by 3 is, so that is what our book calls standard form. We call it vertex form. Because the reason this is called vertex form, you guys, is because you know your vertex. Exactly. Okay, so we already discussed this direction of, we already know that this is a right or left. So I want to know if it opens, what is the direction? It opens what? Which way? It opens right, because I'm just going to write this in here so you guys know a is greater than 0, and that's because a is 1/3, and you guys can't see that. So this is our vertex form. We know that this is a equation for a right or left parabola. We know it opens right because a is greater than 0, a being 1/3, that's greater than 0. Now I need to know my vertex. So my vertex is still h or k, but in a right or left equation, the h and k are reversed. So this is your h, and inside your k. But remember what I told you, the same thing holds true. If it's positive inside, your vertex, the answer is going to be negative. That means your vertex was negative and you put a negative number into there. Now I want to find that axis of symmetry. So your axis of symmetry is, since this is a right or left equation, it's going to be y equals -2. Because again, your axis of symmetry for a right or left parabola is a horizontal line. An x equals equation is a vertical line. I need the horizontal line. So things are revolving around that k now. Okay. Your axis of symmetry is y equals -2 because that's what k is. So y equals k. Okay, so let's find the focus. Your focus is still very similar to the focus of yesterday, except again, you guys, we're going to, everything starts to affect the h. Yesterday, everything affected the k. Today is the h. So I just want to show you. So it's h plus 1/4 times a, comma, k. Well, h is 7. And a is 1/3. And k is -2. You guys, so this becomes 4 times 1/3, which is basically 1/4 thirds. Well, you can't leave it like that. So anytime you have a 1 over a number, you can just flip the fraction upside down. It just basically comes, instead of 1/4 thirds, it actually becomes 7 plus 3/4. And so my final answer is 7 3/4, comma, -2. So that's my focus, which you guys can't see again. Sorry. So again, you guys, 4 times 1/3 becomes 1/4 thirds. Since it's a 1 in the numerator, I can take that denominator and flip it upside down. That becomes my fraction. And then 7 plus 3/4 is 7 3/4. So this is my focus. So you guys, your focus is going to be above your vertex, somewhere above your vertex, okay? And then the last thing we're going to find is the directrix. Again, you guys, the directrix is a line. And this time, yesterday, thank you. And yesterday, our directrix was y equals k minus 1/4. Today, it is x equals h minus 1/4. So my h is 7. 1 times 4 and 1/3, because the a is 1/3. And you guys, the nice thing about this is because the directrix always has that 1, you know if you have a fraction on the bottom, you're just going to flip it up. So this becomes x equals 7 minus 3/4, which equals x equals 6 1/4, which you guys can't see again. So you guys, your formulas roughly are the same, except that notice that they're going to change depending on if it opens left or right. Depends on if it's a K or an H. A right or a left is going to concentrate on those H's.